Hey guys, Natasha Tessier here, Dwell Realty and Design in Houston, Texas. Today, I wanted to talk about the 5 things you need to know before buying a house in Houston in this hot market. Hi there, I'm Natasha Tessier. I'm the owner of Dwell Realty and Design. Welcome to my channel. Please hit the subscribe button below if you want to know anything and everything to do with the city of Houston. I always welcome comments from all of my viewers or video requests. We have a couple of great videos coming up. Somebody suggested private schools in the suburbs. I'm doing one on that. Flooding, I'm doing one on that. Any other master plan communities in Northwest Houston, we're gonna do one on that. Anything you need to know about Houston, suburbs, Texas in general, I'm happy to help. Today, I wanted to talk about the 5 things you need to know before moving to Houston or trying to buy a house actually in this hot market right now in Houston. We are in one of the hottest markets. It is still selling a lot. We still have inventory, but there are multiple offer situations, things going well above ask. Some days I feel like it's slowing down, but then the next day it's crazy again. So we're not leveled out at all yet. If you are thinking of buying, I would not wait to lock in your interest rates. I know they keep going up. The feds are meeting again in June, I believe. We're still climbing slowly. I think my lender said she can get people around the low 5s right now, which is still not a bad rate considering, but it's not gonna get better. It's gonna get worse. We've been told it's gonna get worse. So if you could lock something in, now would be the time. I have clients that have kind of been waiting and have gone from, 4.25 to 5.25, and it just is getting worse. So I have my notes here. The first thing I want you to be familiar with is the language of a contract. And of course, I will talk you through all of this. If you buy somewhere else in Texas, I know a ton of agents, San Antonio, New Braunfels, Austin, Dallas, Waco, all those places. I have great agents. Hit me up. I will get you hooked up with the right person who's gonna fight for you. But when we're talking about language, the first thing is appraisal and appraisal waivers. What does that mean? Okay, so let's just say we're gonna put an offer for $450 down on a house, but we really think it's worth $420. Are you going to waive the appraisal or cover the gap? So let's say that appraiser comes in, appraises it for $420. Do you have the cash to cover the gap? That is probably the number one thing besides a cash offer that is help winning the most bids, because you could offer $700 on that house, but it doesn't really matter if you don't have the funding to cover the gap. The offer's pretty much worthless. So that would be the first thing, is knowing that terminology. Closing costs, I'm sure some of you know about this, but you really need to know from your lender. There are a lot of lenders, I'm not gonna mention big box names, but there are a lot of big box lenders. Oh yeah, it's $4,000, but when you really get to the closing cost, it's $14,000. So I have several great lenders that are local. I'm happy to give you their numbers and they can walk you through it, or go with whoever you want, but make sure you get a detailed estimate sheet of price, how much they're paying you to bring down the rate. If you're doing new construction, I tell you this all the time, make sure you go with a local lender and the new construction lender and let them compare and see who wins out. Always better to have more than one. Earnest money, option money, we talked about that. Something that's helping else is doubling your earnest money. So normally it's 1%. So let's go back to a $400,000 house. Instead of only putting $4,000 on the line, we're gonna put $8,000 on the line. All that is refunded back to you anyway. So if you're not planning on going anywhere, then it makes your offer that much stronger. Another great thing to do. So then let's go on to number 2. So I've talked about the language. Number 2 is gonna be your list of must-haves. Now, don't put absolutely everything on that list where you narrow it so low that you can't find the house. But let's just say your pool is your number 1, and pools probably have the most competition and the most bidding wars right now. But that's your number 1. You don't care if it's one story, 2-story. You don't care if it's in these 8 neighborhoods. You don't care if you have, a huge lot, whatever it is. Just pick your top must-haves and stick to that list. And then the extras become icing on the cake. But what happens to a lot of people is they get so pigeonholed into this one thing. And I always tell them, you can put a pool in. A lot of times the lender will roll that into the loan as well. And we can talk about that. But regardless, you can put a pool in, or if you're gonna do a pool, maybe work on a lower budget. Say your budget is $450. You may wanna look at $350 so you have room to cover that gap. Number 3, tackle your DTI, debt to income ratio. So the number one thing that lender is going to ask you is, what kind of debt do you have? Do you have cars to pay off? Do you have a house to pay off? Do you have medical loans, school loans, whatever? Start working on your DTI now. Get things paid off. The stronger that is, the better rate you're going to come across. And whatever you do, don't get under contract and go buy a car or do something crazy because it's going to ruin your sale. So just don't open a credit card. Don't do anything with your credit. Just get to the end of that sale and then you can do whatever you want. But yeah, again, and I also have a great lender and credit repair. If you need those two people, I'm happy to refer you to them to get help to get you where you need. Let's just interrupt for a second. Please, again, hit the like, subscribe. The bell button will notify you every time I do a new video. Obviously, I post these on Fridays. And put a comment below when you're done here, which topic is most important to you, whether that be debt to income ratio or learning what it means to waive the appraisal, all that stuff. So go ahead and comment and let me know how you're feeling. Okay, number 4, we mentioned this a little bit earlier. I highly recommend you get a local lender. I don't care who you use. I just know that there's a lot of false promises with big box lenders, and then you can't go to the closing table. I have several great lenders. I'm happy to share them with you. And then that way, let's just say we're sending out an offer on a weekend and there's 10 offers. I can call those local lenders and say, hey, I need you to call this agent and tell them that the Smiths, have good credit, have zero problems. We've taken them through underwriting. They're going to be able to buy this house. That is going to make your offer that much stronger. So I like having a local lender that you can pick up and call. Most of mine will answer within the day and help us to win that bidding war, really help us to have a strong offer. Okay, then my last thing, and we kind of talked about this, is have a budget. So if you know you're in an area and you're watching it and you're seeing, oh, multiple offers, oh, that went 20 over, start lower and work your way up. The biggest thing is having that cash to cover the gap. And I know that's hard for a lot of people right now. So the most important thing is be realistic with your budget. Run the numbers, run them at the 5.25% interest rate. Check out the property taxes. I have a property tax video and you can check that out and it's gonna go through all the information on that and really help you. But have a budget and stick with that budget. So those are the top 5 things you need to know to compete in this Houston market. It is a difficult market, but it's still doable. We are still winning bids every single day here. New construction, I did a new construction video. So much good information there. I've had a ton of people reach out to me on that. If you have another topic, please post it below. And we also have a form you can fill out if you want to try to work with us. We would love to work with you. Just fill out the form and then click on my Calendly link and get a Zoom with me, and we can set that up and get you going on your home search or your visit or whatever. So I hope this video helped you. If you ever have questions, please reach out, and I hope you have a blessed day.